I can still throw the hell out of it, and I can still beat you at the line of scrimmage, and I can still get us in the right play, and I can still dominate, I think.
Oh, yeah, dance moves.
I have a question for everyone coming into this season. What are your guys' take on Will McDonald coming into this season? Do you think that he's going to make a progression to be that, other side defensive end to Jermaine Johnson?
Have you seen him VR? Have you seen?
No,
what he
I've
looks
seen
like?
it. I've totally seen it. He looks like John Jones, like in MMA more than defensive end. He's so tight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's become like he's almost like a little leaner version of JJ from last year. Like,
well, they must be high on him. They let a couple players go, so they must be thinking he can hold down the 3 spot.
I think Will McDonald is going to be a dog this year, to be honest with you. And you guys are going to see why we said, fuck you, Huff, leave. And I think he gets 7 sacks this year, man. I think Reddick is going to clean up over there. I honestly believe in this defense like crazy, that it's going to be an historic defense. And you guys are going to see us have a lot of more turnovers that we will recover as well, because that was our biggest problem. We could get the freaking fumbles and all that, but we could never recover them. I don't know if you guys remember seeing that shit all last year. We will punch the ball out, but the fucking ball always ended up going into the offenses that we try to go and recover from. So I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I think McDonald's going to have a year, and everybody's going to be like, Huff who? We huff that dude.
That spin move is going to be highlighted.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember this. I still remember, I think it was a preseason game where he was on his back and he did a breakdance move. He went up and just jumped up in the air and just voila, like magic. Like
I'm not on my back anymore. Come.
Yeah, I was so amazed. I was like, whoa, this guy he's an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one when he blocked that kick, he fucking hopped.
Oh yeah,
he hopped that whole line, bro. Them dudes are like 6'5". That shit makes no sense. Untouched at that too.
Dane, do it. Show us, Dane. Show us. I can fall down like he gets up.
I love you guys.
And that's a game people should pay attention to also.
Yes. Oh, the Rams, yeah, most definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I had them on my rundown as my toughest games.
Yeah, you mentioned them, VR. They're they're not going to be a pushover by any means.
I mean, you have Matthew Stafford, number one. He's a Hall of Fame, going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, just like Rodgers is. I mean, he, if he's in the game, at any time, that's going to be a problem for us because of his weapons. He has Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, which, I mean, they are amazing. But for me, the one that I'm most worried about is Kyron Williams, their running back. Like, he is a stud. of, and he's going to be a problem for our defense too, man.
And they drafted a good running back also, I think. I don't remember.
Yes.
Who. I remember seeing, wow.
Most
They got a really
definitely.
good one. Now they drafted another good one.
Oh, you know what I thought about you, Dane? Guess who San Francisco drafted and has in their running back
Good night,
stable?
Hazel.
Dude, when at 129, we had that
Gorendo.
selection. We could have took him and we let them come and get him. I don't get why.
That might bite us. Come back to bite us.
I remember
might.
seeing Tino slam his keyboard when that happened.
Yeah.
Hulk smash,
he jumped
man.
out of his chair. Oh, yeah.
Dude, because Gorendo went there and it wasn't us. Like, oh my God. We traded back. And I mean, I do like Braylon Allen. Don't get me wrong.
Agreed.
Like, I do think he can handle 200 yards, but I don't know, man. Gorendo is my guy. And to think you're shopping for a running back and you didn't take the one you wanted, you let someone else come take it's like what Buffalo did in the first round. Does it bite them? Does it bite us? You know, I assume we knew who they were taking, but still, just crazy.
You know, after you were pining for him, I looked at his video and his tape, and I said, man, you know, not because their names are just very similar, but he reminds me of Isaiah Pacheco. You know what I mean? Like that same kind of, you know, runner, like the toddler that takes your cell phone and runs away.
Yeah,
you
dude.
know? Running like his feet are on fire.
For real, though. For real. And now I didn't. My only thing is, I'll say is Braylon Allen. I did not I didn't look into him at all. But now, since then, I do think he is going to be a good fit for the power gap scheme and whatever we're running. Like, so all in all, I get the strategy behind it. Like, I guess I should have thought about that when I was like shopping running backs. But dude, I am so excited to see this running game. Like, a lot of people are interested in seeing the passing game, and I get it, but I'm more in like with the play action and stuff and our O line that we've newly built and tailored to run block. Like, we're gonna be hard to stop, especially down the stretch.
Brees is how they beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
Run it down their throat. They're missing one of their stud linebackers. I don't know if you guys remember what the Packers and the Lions are doing to them running the ball in the playoffs.
Brees and Allen. Brees and Allen are going to be the two key players for the Jets.
That's what I'm hoping for. Just pull 49ers shit on the 49ers.
This hat on a hat offense, just creating gaps and
hopefully the offensive line is all healthy for the first game of the season. You know.
Yeah.
I'm pounding the table for Malachi Corley, where I truly believe that he's going to be the offensive rookie of the year, because I don't think it's going to be quarterbacks this year at all, right? Because there is no quarterbacks that are rookies that are going to be. I don't think Caleb is that guy, right? I mean, and then after that, I mean, Drake May, look where he's at right now. You guys believe that Drake May is going to take over Brissett? I don't.
What about the kid in Washington?
It's Washington, bro. Their line.
They got some receivers.
So suspect. Their line is so suspect, bro. They're over here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Marvin Harrison Jr. That's probably going to be the guy.
Too.
Yeah.
But he's in Arizona. Are they going to keep Kyler Murray upright? Because that dude's been getting his ass sacked. Any quarterback's been there. They're the most. I think third most sacked team in the NFL last year.
Mm-hmm.
So what? I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, that's why I don't see that happening. Who's the other wide receiver that they have over there right now? You guys don't think that they'll go ahead and double team Marvin Harrison, knowing that he's their number one over there, because they don't believe in nobody else that's going to be able to go ahead and actually, open up the field for them?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Really knob.
Jordan Travis.
No, I don't put that back in the box. Don't even.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now delete that.
Yeah,
Is
that's
Ricky
bad.
is that Ricky disguising himself as Knob?
Stealing an identity.
We might have Nate joining us. We might have Big Fella. When he calls in, I have to see like the baby blue walls and the very nicely hung portraits. It's and I got to see him laying on his stomach.
It's the
That's
guest room.
Big
It's
Fella.
the guest room, right? It
Yes.
looks like the guest room.
Yeah,
Yep,
anybody
it
up
is.
the back of his socks when he's up there? And
No,
they're kind of
they're like, yeah, they're dead.
Come on, Nate. Come on, big fella. Come on in.
Yeah.
Where's Nate? I thought Nate was coming in, Dane.
He disappeared, so maybe he's like linking it up or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, you met Nate before. Yeah, it was Nathaniel.
I don't know.
Nathaniel?
Yeah.
Nathaniel Jacket? What player do you think takes the biggest leap from last year to this year?
Well,
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Can we say Aaron Rodgers?
It's Garrett Wilson for me, man. I really think we're going to unlock another level of Garrett Wilson that we have not seen yet. What he's done with Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, Simeon, right, is fucking God's work, because he should not have the numbers that he has with the type of QB play, with the crap O-line that we've had. I mean, it sucks to say that, but, I feel like we've wasted good years of what he has. And, I think Dano's heard me saying in the past before that I hope Garrett Wilson is a Jet for life. Because I honestly, man, I could really see him walking from us. As much as that shit pains me to say that and all that, but I truly believe that I could see him say, you know what, I'm out. Over Sauce, over Brees, over all of them. Like, unfortunately, hope that never happens though.
Maybe Alan Lazard takes the biggest leap.
It's on the table.
Not going to take much.
Everyone had doubts last year at our first round pick, Will McDonald, and the fact that like he's got to prove himself. You had Huff leave, and now he's the guy, right? Like everyone's looking at him like you got to take that step. So that's my pick for the person who takes the biggest step. In my mind, it has to be Will McDonald. Like it has to be him.
Good one.
Has to be him.
VR, do you got one?
This is going to sound very obvious, but I'm going to say Garrett Wilson. And the reason why is because Garrett Wilson has been catching balls from trash quarterbacks for the past 2 years.
Exactly.
Now, he still has been a 1,000-yard receiver for both of those years. Can you imagine what kind of progression he is going to make with Aaron freaking Rodgers? When a good player progresses, you also see that progression, just like a average player progresses to be good. So you're going to see a good player, stat in, stat out guy. He's going to ascend to be like the best wide receiver in the league. That's my take. Let me just say this about Nathaniel Hackett. Does it even matter? He's not going to be calling the plays. He's an offensive coordinator, like by title alone. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is the offensive coordinator of the team. If Paul Hackett calls a play in or whatever, he's going to be like, overruled.
No, this is what it is. He calls a play, and then there's 6 options, like 3 runs and 3 passes within that. And then Rodgers might just call his own thing anyway. You've all heard the stories of him acting like he hit the headphones not working in the helmet. So
I mean,
think
it's going to be
regardless,
like you ever took a multiple choice test and it's like A, B, C, D,
well,
and
that's
all
what it is.
above.
That's how
He's gonna write. He's gonna write. Aaron Rodgers is gonna write in answers. He's not even gonna answer those questions.
well, and that is how the offense is designed for Rodgers to be able to diagnose what he sees and have several options. So yeah, it's Rodgers' offense, but according to Rodgers, it was built by him, Hackett, and LaFleur. They kind of was a joint thing. So
Yeah, I have never spoken poorly about Nate Hackett. I have always no. I'm being
I
serious.
agree.
Like,
You know what, Snowball? Yeah, because you don't speak poorly about anybody.
no, I
think.
really don't. Like
You.
I give everyone the
I'll get you a
opportunity.
ticket.
Every year is a new year, and everyone has a new opportunity each year to prove themselves. So
Yeah.
Nate Hackett this year has the opportunity to prove himself as a competent OC with Aaron Rodgers, like as the proof, right? He can like proof every play that he puts out and basically say yes or no. And like I'm still not denouncing Nate Hackett yet.
Yeah,
I believe,
right.
Yeah.
like, and he still has that opportunity to create that gold zone, right? Like
Yeah.
he calls it the gold zone, and there's a reason why. So I still believe heavily in the gold zone.
Well, this is what I said all last year. How can you grade an offensive staff with what they had to work with? The line was a disaster. They had the worst quarterback in the NFL. Lazard at number 2. Anyway,
I second what both of you guys said. I think the Hackett thing was just, and I've been listening to the Jet shows, all the Asman for like the last couple of years now, but
yeah,
it's just overblown, and it's the most like New York Post Daily News 90s take that everyone's just run with on the internet because it's easy, and not like any of us know football anyway, to just be like, yeah, Hackett's an idiot, blah blah blah. Oh, but also our offensive line sucks, and everyone there sucks, and everyone sucks, and but so it's like let's pick whose fault it was. Was it a terrible offensive line? Was it Zach Wilson, who can't spell football? Was it Nate Hackett, who's from a dumb dad, so he doesn't know football? Everyone, it's just an easy narrative to run with. So
Dumb dad.
It is a very
but
easy.
like Snowball said, the guy deserves a chance, and I think regardless, if we have a bad offense, everyone's gonna blame Hackett. Obviously, he doesn't know football. And if we have a good offense, Rodgers is going to lift up his people as much as we all know he does. Every week is going to be Hackett's game plan, like blah 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 blah. He put in this on Friday, and da 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 da. He's going to lift his guys up like he always does if this offense has success.
I will say this: Hackett got his revenge against Denver and Sean Payton, and that was based on his game plan because obviously Aaron Rodgers wasn't.
But
there,
Rodgers
so.
didn't. Rodgers didn't get his revenge.
No,
He just had that interview. He just had the interview where he ripped him. That he could put up 50 on him
this year.
Hey Scott, I'm on video recording saying about freaking Hackett and how we don't need to get rid of him, and I'm on record talking about there was fucking receivers that were wide open.
Oh yeah,
right.
Denver
and
also.
Zach Wilson could not get the ball to them.
That's a scheme.
It happened all the fucking time.
That's a scheme.
Right? Because like Dano likes me to say all the time, when I watch the film, I like watching it in silence. Right? I don't want to have none of the fucking commentators talk or anything like that at all. Just watching in full silence. And you're seeing the breaks and it's there. He's just fucking missing them. His progressions are horrible. If he doesn't see the fucking progression one done, he's checking it down. And even the check downs, he's throwing it to people's feet or throwing it 100 miles per hour, hoping that the damn receiver is going to catch the ball. You can't run an offense like that with that type of offensive line that we had and Zach Wilson, which we've all said it, an historically bad quarterback. He's probably going to go down as probably the biggest bust of QBs to ever come out over
second
Jamarcus
biggest.
Russell.
I think second biggest.
Isn't it worse than Jamarcus Russell's numbers?
Can I tell you something? All right, I'm gonna be blatantly honest, right? As a teacher, right? Like I have students in art, okay, who are amazing artists before they even touch me, right? Before they even like come into my class.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. They are they are amazing artists. But when they come into my class, right, I am seen as a great art teacher because I have great artists in my class. It's the same with coaching. If you have excellent players who come in to your team and they are excellent athletes and they can perform at high levels, you are seen as an excellent coach. It doesn't matter. The teacher is always graded by the level of the players around them. And that's it. You have Garrett Wilson, you have Brees Hall, you have Mike Williams. Like those people will just make Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett look like geniuses because if they're
Yep.
playing with a solid O-line, it's not going to be even a competition. You know,
Yeah.
so like you're graded by the quality of the players that you have. Watch what the narrative turns into this season. Winning cures everything. So
Yeah.
watch what
Yeah.
happens to Saleh. Watch what happens to Nate Hackett. Like they're going to be elevated. They're going to be like,
So,
oh
but watch
wow,
what
you know,
one cool
we didn't
looking
even know.
2-point conversion does.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gonna
Exactly.
freak out. It's
Exactly.
some lateral. Oh my god, what a genius! And we won the game. And
Nate,
and then,
100%. Nate,
100%, Dane.
100%.
Okay, here's one. Do you consider the Jets have gone all in this year?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
I don't.
I think they've gone as all in as Joe Douglas would ever go.
Well,
He's not
Scott,
an all
That
in
listen,
might
type of
be
suicide guy.
true.
Scott,
I think we're
Correct.
one player. I think we're one player away from saying that they're going all in.
so
Justin
Scott,
Simmons.
Scott,
Yes.
say all
It could
in.
be Justin
What's all
Simmons.
in,
It could
Scott?
be Devontae Adams.
Well,
It could be.
here's why I don't think they're all in, because they drafted a third string quarterback and a third string running back. That's looking to the future, and that's
That's
fine.
Joe Douglas.
Then that's fine. But you hear people saying it's got to be an all in year. But I don't.
Okay.
I don't think they.
Yeah, but
truly,
all in is what
they
Buffalo
lost-
did, and all in is why they lost half of their roster in 1 year.
So Scott, they have
Going
one
that
more.
type of all
right
in.
or wrong.
Scott, they have one more move to make. All right, what's your all in move then?
Well, it's Devontae Adams, but right now, but that could be a pass rusher during this. I mean, who knows? Daniel and I have had this conversation. You know, I wasn't happy with the day 3 draft picks, and I thought they could have taken players that would have helped the team more, especially than a third string quarterback. Now, for the future, maybe he'll be good for the Jets, but he's not going to help the Jets win the next 2 seasons. He'll save some money if he can back up Rodgers. That's Dane kind of opened my eyes to that, but he's not going to help them win a championship on the field. So anyway, that's just the thought I've been having.
Well,
like, I can't call it an all-in year. They did a lot of good things. I liked the free agent period better than the draft. I didn't hate the draft. But
Yes, you did. That day you did.
no, I hated the quarterback
Saturday.
and the second running back. I did not like those picks. That's all.
Fair.
I didn't hate the draft on the whole. I don't hate the players on all.
So,
I don't hate those players either.
so
I just
Scott,
don't.
what's your rationale for the second running back then?
Define
mean?
all in though. That's what I'm
What's
saying.
my rationale for a second running back?
Yeah, what's your rationale for the second running back? Is that special teams or what?
No, I'm saying a second running back during the draft, not the second string running back.
No, I'm saying Davis, right?
Davis,
second running back.
Davis.
Yeah,
Davis was the second running back picked in the
drafted.
draft.
Yes.
So what's your rationale for him?
For not liking him, or what's Jake?
No, why did we take him?
I frankly don't know,
Big fella.
but I said this to Dane. Maybe they're already planning for life after Brees Hall. Maybe they already know they're not going to pay him a monster contract in 2 years. So, but if I'm all in, I'm not taking a third string running back with that pick.
Can you please define all in? Are you talking about selling out the future years and pushing money there
Yes.
just to win this year? Okay.
Or next
yeah, we
year.
didn't do that. And I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad we didn't do that. The only
All
money
in.
that I thought we pushed to next year that we shouldn't have is Kinlaw.
Hazel's after me again.
Oh, yeah. I put it there. I said, yeah.
Oh,
Can I give you my definition
But
of all in?
But
sure.
well, one sec though. The only thing I'm
not
saying
they
is
should be all in there. I'm not saying they should be all in or not. You know, it's just the conversation we've had. The Jets have to go all in. Jets are going all in. I don't see that I don't think they did that. That's all I'm saying.
So, Scott, this is a complacency year then?
I'm not saying that either.
Okay.
They definitely didn't take a Rams approach.
Right.
That's my
Thank
all-in
God.
definition.
Thank
That's my
God.
all-in definition.
Rams won a Super Bowl. They had one bad year and they're in the playoffs again. Would that be horrible?
Yeah, but the Rams are a lot
No.
older. Like we could start
Yeah.
with a whole new quarterback next year. Everything shits the bed. We can draft a new quarterback, and we still have a very young. Like the Rams were 30 plus, like guys. Like we don't do it now. Nobody here is getting a ring. That's not what the Jets are.
Rodgers don't do what
Yeah,
now?
that's one guy. Yeah, there's a couple guys. Yeah,
Seen
Rodgers
the
and Dwayne
ages on
Brown,
some
a
of
couple
the
guys on
offensive
1-year
linemen?
contracts.
Seen the ages on some
See,
of
for me,
offensive
I think we
linemen?
All
went
right, let's
all
take
in.
turns, guys. Let's take turns.
For me, I think we went all in on the offensive line. Like the
Yeah.
offensive line as a group, we went all in. Then there's other areas where, we didn't, I don't think we did go all in, I think that we, don't have a sufficient RB2, even though we drafted running backs. I mean, like, they could shit the bed. I mean, they could be young and not do anything. Look at Izzy Abanaconda last year. That is something that is wanting. We could have shored up our linebacker core. Our backups at the linebacker position are not like, and at least in my opinion, are not like 100%. I mean, do you have faith in Sherwood that he's going to be a great rotational player in and out of the lineup, for game after game for a 17 game series? Going all in for me is shoring up the safety position. We could go after Justin Simmons. That is somebody that is out there that can shore up our safety position in our defensive back room. So did we go in certain areas? Yes. In other areas, not so much. So that's my definition.
So VR, I'm gonna fight you on that take right there, because I don't think we went all in on the O-line. Look what JD did with the contract with Tyron Smith. He didn't put us in a hole for us to be like, shit, we can't sign somebody else. The contract he has with Morgan Moses, right? I mean, it's the 1-year deal that he's done for us that we still have room if we wanted to pick up Bakhtiari just to have as an insurance piece if we didn't do an Olu Fashanu move during that, where we would have maybe picked up a Roma Dunze and kept going from there. Like, I agree with the sense that I don't think we're in all-in mode and shit. Like, I've never thought that. I don't think that's ever come into my mind. An all-in move would be if we were to say, you know what, fuck the future, right? And let's go and spend a stupid amount of money knowing that we're not going to fucking pay Sauce later on. But would I take a Super Bowl ring this year if you could guarantee me that by bringing in Devontae Adams, Justin Simmons, I don't know what other edge player that would be there, right? I would have been like, fuck yes. Because when's the last time we won a championship? Super Bowl III? 12 years of not being in the playoffs? How many losing seasons have we had?
My point for even asking that question is because you hear national media saying the Jets are all in. The Jets are all in. I never have thought they've gone all in, and they've definitely put an effort to improve the team. I don't think they went all in. Like, we're going to do it in the next 2 years. Definitely, we brought up the Rams. They didn't do what the Rams did. That's for sure.
Well, the idea that you go all in, right, is our defense stout enough at the position that they are right now? are we stacked at defense? And to me, I think our defense where we are right now is stacked, right? At every level. First, second, and third level. I believe in my heart that we are stacked at defense. The only thing that we are lacking is another point scorer, right? Somebody else who is
That's a big thing.
legitimately going to score us points, right? Brees Hall, yes. Garrett Wilson, yes. Mike Wilson, Mike Williams, yes. Right? Those are people who will advance us to score us
No, well, we
points.
re-signed Greg Zerline.
We need that one person. Yeah.
Points.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's going to be our point scorer also, right? But we need someone else who is definitely going to give us more points every game. And is it Devontae Adams? Who knows? Boomtown said,
Right.
Devontae Adams might come in. That's a possibility. But who's going to be that other person who's going to score us points?
Well,
I can't even
I don't know.
fathom that, like actually scoring points, and I'd have to see that first to demand more offense. I'd want to see offense.
Right.
I don't think Devontae Adams will ever be a Jet.
I agree.
But I would like to see another weapon for sure.
We
And
might
it could
have
be a
that.
trade. Like Dane made me think when I was when we were all kind of jacked up, thinking, oh, the Jets are gonna move up into the third and draft somebody, and then they end up trading back. Then they end up getting the third for next year. So maybe they'll use that in the trade to get someone at the deadline this year. Opened up my mind to that, which made the draft better for me. Although this year's fourth round might be better than next year's third round because it was the whole COVID extra year thing. There's a lot of players this year.
But Scott, we might have that. We might have that point scorer on the roster already. That might be Conklin. That might be Ruckert. That might be
exactly.
Kuntz. Those guys might be our major, like that might be like a secret weapon that we haven't put into the equation yet. That might be our point scorer.
Well, what if you think you need a point scorer and you get it, and then you have nothing to play with at the deadline? Let's go play 6 games. See, maybe someone gets hurt at linebacker. Maybe DJ Reed gets hurt, or maybe Mike Williams is a dud. We've added so many different pieces already this offseason. I got to see this gumbo and taste it before I say, oh, it needs a ton of pepper.
Right.
Does that make sense? Let's see it and then that gives it time, 6 weeks to get injured, for someone else to get injured, and that now we know that need. That's all.
But even before that, after training camp, what happens? People get cut. People are cap casualties. People, they go on that waiver wire, getting down to that 53-man roster. So you never know who we can pick up during that time. That could be defense. That could be offense. Any one of those scenarios can be available for us to pick up.
Hey, Snowball, and kind of going back to what you were talking about within the defense itself, right? If you really on paper write down everybody that we have on defense, look, we have nine linebackers, right? Who top it, CJ Mosley and Quincy Williams. If God forbid, we've never had any true injury, right, on the defense side. It's always been offense. We've been, knock on wood, right, that's never happened to us.
I mean, Quinn was out for a while. Right?
Yeah,
Quinn was out for.
But that's what
how
I'm
long was
saying.
Quinn out for?
In our D line, right?
Yeah.
If Quinn Williams goes down, would you say that our defensive line is fucked at that point? And it drops dramatically?
Possibly. Yeah.
Right? Who do they have on there that could take that role, essentially, on that?
That's true, though.
I agree
with
you, Johnny. I'm on the same boat. That's my one concerning position is the interior defensive line. Plus, I feel like if I'm a team that's playing the Jets, I'm scared of the Browns because I would just run the ball. I would keep the ball out of Rodgers' hands. They got the best. They got Sauce Gardner, the best pass defense, and they got the best pass rushers in the world, and Hassan Reddick. I'd run the ball down their throat and see how long that works for, and see if I can keep the ball for 40 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying?
Saquon Barkley. Dude,
Yeah.
the Giants, dude, how many times they run that ball? Like I don't know
Yeah.
how the hell we.
Yeah, they almost beat us with a quarterback that didn't throw forwards.
Dude,
Negative 9 yards.
Where did the Jets rank in rush defense last year when it was all said and done?
Yeah.
Definitely not their strength.
No, not
Middle of the
good.
pack.
They've made massive improvements this offseason though, and I think
But
Chuck
if-
Clark.
Well, hopefully he's
Yeah.
playing. But if I'm back to if they lost Quinnen somehow,
Yeah.
I'm a
But we
strong
also
believer
lost
in-
those two vets too. I feel like the Jefferson and what's his name we lost, and then we replaced it with Kinlaw, who's like supposedly just like a pass rusher who does
Yeah,
not really
Al
just.
Woods. We lost
Yeah,
Al
yeah,
Woods.
Woods. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
but
The one we don't keep talking about is Leaky Fotu.
Fotu.
That
Right?
guy.
I was
is
just
going
about to say
to-
that, Johnny.
That guy's
Fotu, right?
Well, I'm
He's a-
hoping he's good then. It's like if
Yeah.
Bro,
Leaky Fotu better show up.
You
he's-
can't
he's gonna be good,
underestimate
man.
the Islanders, right? The Islanders have
Thank you.
they have that warrior mentality, right? Like they will kill you. Yes, of course. Like Leaky Fotu is like
Sounds too much like a leaky faucet. I don't know if I'm very that gives
say
me
whatever you want. But
okay.
that guy's a warrior. He's gonna come out and he's gonna prove himself this year.
He's a big dude. He's a
Telling
big
you, man,
dude.
he's awesome.
It's called contingent. It's called contingency plans, Hazel. That's all it is. That's all it is.
The other
I'm
one
telling
that
you,
hit me
what's
is
the
Tiffany.
over under on Malachi Corley getting snaps at the running back position?
Oh, I think he's going to be
I
a
said this
hybrid.
earlier.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I do though. Like, dude, I don't know his route tree. Like, I mean, they say that in 2021 he was running more better routes, but like it's been a while, man.
He's gonna be Mr.
Cordero
Screen.
Patterson was a receiver until they realized like, oh, he's better at running back for a while.
Jet sweep, Snowball, the old jet sweep,
The jet sweep and the screen.
that-
man, he's like
and that
he's built for
Rodgers-
that.
Rodgers taking a snap and the ball being out like that.
Yes.
No.
My complaint always has been over the years is that we are the New York Jets and we do not run enough jet sweeps. I've said this for the longest, for so many years. Why are we not running jet sweeps?
Right.
Personnel?
Yeah. I mean,
We haven't had it, Scott. You're right.
Yeah.
We're also the Jets, and we can't move the ball in the air for our whole career.
I don't
Yeah,
want Wilson.
yeah.
I do not want Wilson running.
I'm sorry, man, but it's a conversation that needs to be talked about because it's the truth, right? Our safety room, bro,
Damage control.
It's Tony Adams, Chuck Clark. After that is Ashton Davis. We have no idea what is Bernard Converse.
Sherwood.
Johnny
though.
Boy.
He's like a hybrid.
Jalen
like
Key.
Johnny Boy's the fourth safety on the team,
Yeah.
fourth string.
But as VR was talking about earlier, when he was mentioning like the positions we didn't hit and like that weren't the strengths, like he was mentioning, I think he mentioned backup running back, and linebacker and safety. Over the years, we've learned those are positions that Joe Douglas will give and take a little bit with. Like he's not going to invest all that in safety. He's not going to invest everything he has in linebacker. He'll roll with what he has as a backup running back. I mean, Cook came in like right before the season last year, but he was kind of just. Those are positions, as you were saying. I'm like, yeah, well, Douglas doesn't really ever pour money into that.
And where have we been weak at on defense? If you look at our defense over the years, where have we been weak at? We've been weak
Up
at
the middle.
the back end, up the middle, sideline to sideline, and like tight ends used to kill us all the time because we couldn't cover them, and people doing jet sweeps and all those kind of like slot plays against us. Slot play, dump offs and all that kind of stuff. We were horrible in that. And why? Because the back end, the second and third string linebackers and safeties were horrible. Over this period of time, we have not shored up those positions, and we still haven't shored up those positions even now. I don't have confidence in Sherwood. I do not have confidence in Chuck Clark coming off an injury. Exactly. I mean, Ashton Davis is improved, but I mean, like he's like a gray area between being a safety, a starting safety, and being in the special teams. So I mean, like we haven't shored that up.
Hey Scott, and I was on board with you when we were wanting that one guy, that the linebacker that you wanted.
North Carolina State. Steelers took him.
And the Steelers took him and all that because we were talking about linebackers. Yeah. Right. We were like, what's gonna happen if as much as people are talking about CJ Mosley might have lost a step, that dude's a fucking field general. he's helping out a lot more than what we're talking about on that damn defense on the field itself, right? If we lose him, that's a huge stab in the heart for that fucking defense right there, man. He's one of those guys that you can't replace, not yet at least. And they're hoping that Sherwood, which VR just said, I don't fucking trust that guy. I don't know what he is, but the Jets know it. But then the whole talk comes back, right? Can we believe that this actual coaching staff, what they are known for best is their defense, and they know how to coach them up very well? So that's that argument that goes back and forth that we could continue to keep having. I'm a guy that I have insurance on everything that I own because of just in case. You know what I mean? So
Right. And it's hard to do that in the NFL because you only have so much money, of course. And then you see teams that can be top heavy. They have a couple injuries, and they got nothing to back up. And so Jets are in good shape mostly. I feel like maybe you guys are thinking I'm saying, oh, they should be going all in more. No, it's just conversation, because we all hear people saying the Jets have gone all in with Aaron Rodgers. No, not really.
can you guys name at least 3 of the players that you guys could say on defense that would be a huge blow if they were to go? No Diddy?
CJ Mosley. CJ Mosley goes, I mean, then, Sherwood is in play as a starter. And then who do we have? Like Zaire Barnes and Chad Surratt as the linebacker, backing them up.
VR, when what's his name? Who'd you just mention? The backup linebacker, backup linebacker, Sherwood, right? When Sherwood was in his rookie year, they said that he had mimicked CJ Mosley within the first 6 months. He had the vocabulary. He was able to run the defense as well, not as well as CJ Mosley, but he had a very strong command of the defense, and he could call the plays. So this is his third year now? Is this his third year? Right.
Yes.
So Sherwood has 3 years of experience right now. I believe that he is capable of coming in and commanding the defense just as well as CJ Mosley. But CJ Mosley is a smart player, and he has all the knowledge so he might be a little bit slower, but he is faster in his brain. Sherwood is the exact opposite. I believe he has the physical capabilities to do everything, but he's just below CJ Mosley in running the defense. So where am I going with this? I'm basically saying that if CJ Mosley were to go, I believe that Sherwood would be able to cover for him.
I do. No, you're right. He is the heir apparent. They've said it on numerous occasions. For the life of me, I talked about it before, weeks 16, 17, and 18 last year were garbage. Why did we have Mosley playing 100% of the snaps and barely have Sherwood? Dude, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I talked with DKB earlier today on his show about the same thing, dude. Less than 200 snaps on defense Sherwood had. But he's the heir apparent for the captain of our defense. Dude, develop the guy.
Yep.
The problem I have with Sherwood is not his mind or being able to be the the play caller of the defense as the middle linebacker. The problem I have with Sherwood is actually physically. You're talking about mimicking CJ Mosley. Well, he mimics him as a 36-year-old linebacker not being fast enough sideline to sideline, to make plays. That for a 24-year-old is not great as a linebacker. So that's the problem I have with him.
He needs the ops. That's the thing. He needs the opportunities. And I think you got to put him in.
So for me, ranking the 3 ones that I think would be a huge blow to us is Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams going down, our fucking defense shuts down. Just putting that out there, right? Number 2
should be Quinnen.
It's going to be
right.
It's gonna be CJ because of what he does. He's telling
He's the quarterback of the defense.
He's the soul. He's the soul of the defense.
Sure
He's telling Quincy, like, yo, they're about to get ready to run this. You need to be there before that even happens. And that's why Quincy has take that improvement to be so much faster, because he knows the fucking play that's going on, right?
Good point. Yep.
And then the third one is Sauce Gardner.
Sure.
Even though he's fucking young and all this shit and everything, and if people could come back and tell me about, you know, the Philadelphia game, the Philly game, blah, 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 or the Chiefs, the Denver game that he was out on, yo, Quincy Williams puts a lot of fear in quarterbacks, man. They shuts that fucking side down. Nobody's going to go over there and shit. But to what Wild Wave was saying a little bit earlier, right now, right? Because, bro, like, a lot of you guys not, like, I'm old school, man, so I write everything the fuck down, right? We are carrying 18 defensive linemen right now. To linebackers, only 9. Safeties, we only got 7. And cornerbacks, we got 10. It's nuts. It's crazy to me on how many defensive linemen we have, to where the other needs are a possibility. Do you guys know who a Bradley Anai is?
Yes.
Do you guys know who a Manny Jones is? A Marquise Spencer? A Bruce Hector? I don't.
Hector was on the team last year, wasn't he?
Bradley and I is a linebacker.
Those are my lawyers from the law firm of Spencer.
Bradley Anai, he's a fucking edge player. What the fuck? You know, it's crazy how many they have on that part of it. Is you could tell that this defense loves their defensive line is because of what makes us run more than anything. So I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. It took a lot of me writing this shit down, guys.
You have very good penmanship.
I appreciate it. I had a good art teacher.
Quinnen's definitely the number one, though. That if someone drops on the defense and I'm looking on the TV to see if it's 95, like, if my heart drops, if it's even more over Sauce or anyone else, it's going to change the whole game. It's going to change. Like, you notice when Quinnen's not there.
You think Kinlaw can come in and replace him?
Yes.
Are they serious?
I mean, you would hope so. You would pray.
Replace Quinnen?
You would pray.
49ers weren't happy with him.
No,
I mean,
man.
I could replace Quinnen. That doesn't mean I'm going to be a good job.
There's nobody replacing Quinnen on what he does.
Nobody can replace him, but the thing is that how many defensive tackles do they rotate that we have on this? On you were just saying it, like 10, right?
Yeah.
So
1, 2, 3.
So Quinnen goes down. I mean, like, yeah, he's like Aaron Donald right now. Aaron Donald retired. He's like the number 1 DT outside of Chris Jones from KC. But if he goes down, you can still rotate 8 different defensive tackles. Now, if CJ Mosley goes down, I mean, like, you can. I mean, that's the soul of the team. That's the, like, he's the quarterback of the defense. So I mean, like, you're losing your brain, and you're just like, you're losing the engine of the car. The car can't go. You know what I mean?
But for me, with the D line, I guess last year, I felt good with Al Woods and the Jeffersons and John Franklin Myers and the guys we had rotating. Now I just feel like there's question marks. I'm not saying they're bad players. I don't know Fotu. I don't know Kinlaw. I don't know what other depth we have there. Like, but until they show me, I'm gonna feel. I still feel like every time we lose Quinnen, we're in trouble.
I could tell you that we upgraded on the D line with that because of Kinlaw. Kinlaw is going to be a player that you're going to see the difference of what that first round pick was supposed to be in San Fran. The issue with San Francisco just has so many good defensive linemen on that end over there, right?
If I'm wrong, it was JFM or him, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So
correct.
They better be better than JFM.
But Quinnen Williams goes down. That fucks up Jermaine Johnson. That fucks up Will McDonald. That fucks up the new cat that we just got, Hassan Reddick, and all that. Because Quinnen Williams takes 2 fucking people to block him. He's always has that double team. He's the most double teamed defensive tackle in the league. last 2 years running.
At least this year, we can outscore people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
God
Dane,
willing.
Dane,
Yeah.
can I just tell you something? You have put together like one of the smartest like panels ever. Like we are so in tune with the Jets, like and the
Dude.
needs and the weaknesses and the strengths that we have. Like this panel here of everyone here, like Johnny, VR, like Nate has come in, Scott has come in. Like we have so much knowledge. It's incredible. Like people should be watching this like 24/7. Like it's amazing.
While
that
we're in
it
the
is.
shout out mode, shout out to you guys, because I've been watching for the last, like, I feel like it's been years, and all of you guys have like contributed to X amount of shows, X amount of
Yeah.
hours.
Other
VR, I've seen
channels.
you on Sunday nights and on the Asman show, and obviously no one wants to listen to one guy for 7 hours. So like those shows are not what they are without like all you guys putting in all those. Johnny, you're in every call that I see. So like it's shout out to all you guys too, like putting in the same amount of hours that like makes those shows go round.
Appreciate you.
Well,
Dude,
Yes,
and
definitely appreciate you.
I said it in the chat though, like dude, when you're like us and you consume more than 2 hours a week, you need different stories. So like hitting all the good creators is fine, but you're going to hear the same thing from all of them different ways. So like I like the streams we've
Yeah.
been doing here where it's 4 or 5 of us, and sure we do what they do and we talk about the schedule and the draft. But dude,
it's different. It's different.
this later talk, man, when we get down to the hard stuff, like who we're gonna keep in the core, like who we're gonna pay long term, who we're gonna part with, like that. Dude, I wish they were doing this content because this is the stuff I want to hear, you know.
Yeah.
And this
I
is
can't
the
I
most
don't
stand
know.
interesting.
I don't know. I
can't
don't know
stand
about
it.
anyone else's experiences, but my experience is this: the reason why the fans, the people on here, and all the other callers too, not just us in the panel here, but other callers that call in on all the other shows, even the content creators that once were fans like us. Like now we are starting to come up, like Dano and myself and Snowball and Johnny. We're starting to come up, and you know, all you guys. I think the Jets fans, the New York Jets fans, are the most knowledgeable fans that I've ever come across of all the fans. And I'm not just saying this to, like, you know, blow smoke or anything like that. I think that the reason why there's so many New York Jet content creators on YouTube and other places and not other teams is because our knowledge base, our fan base, our, you know, the material that we have, the knowledge, I mean, contribute that to, you know, historically being bad, contribute that to, you know, the passion and the emotion that we feel because of all the losing seasons and because of the heartache and the heartbreak, you know, going back to, you know, 81 and 98 and, you know, the 2009 2010 season, all of that combined together gives us the you know, the gumption to seek knowledge, to know about our team, to know every single detail, every finite, you know, morsel of material and information. And we take it, and it's part of our being, it's part of our soul, and we can regurgitate it like on command. And all of us have that gift, all of us have this knowledge, and it translates to this. It translates to all of us here.
Hallelujah.
Preach VR.
Yes.
Hallelujah, VR.
Hey, dude,
And the congregation says,
Amen.
like you said, VR though, like we've leveled up as far as the football conversation. And what I put in the chat is like it's kind of ruined me for in-person conversation because I'm out of market and I can't find another fan anywhere around me that can even name all 21 starters. And we're sitting here and we know the 53 plus other fringe guys that are may or may not be cut. Like, so that's why I like these panels, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to have an outlet to have really any good conversations besides 2-minute call-ins. So
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I've always thought like all these good Jets content creators come from just like it being such a good fan base. Like anytime you meet a Jets fan, I always joke that like you can pretty much go into business or marry a Jets fan because you know they're gonna be loyal and down for you and like through shit. And you're there is no bandwagon. Anyone it's the middle of almost summer. It's a Knicks playoff game, and like those of us that are still in here not talking Jets, it's probably because it's our number one team, so to speak. So, and I think that just like carries through to the podcast and whatnot. Like there's Yankees podcast, there's Cowboy. When you see a Yankee hat on the street, you don't know if that person knows the starting pitcher tonight or if they know any pitcher on the team. Like if you see a Jets fan, you know you can shout out the last draft pick and that motherfucker knows it was Olu. You know, like it's just
Yeah.
different with this fan base because it's either like you've been here for all of it or you've switched teams or switched sports or given up because it sucks, and I don't blame him for it.
Nate, it was Jalen Key at 277, I believe.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mr. Irrelevant. Mr.
Yeah, but who was the
Irrelevant.
last undrafted we signed? Yeah, no, actually, you just did the whole roster of all these random edge players. I'm not going to test Donnie.
And I have to tell you that new logo, the just the plane in the circle, is growing on me. Like,
It's
Oh,
great.
really?
I like it.
Oh yeah.
I like it. I'm
It's
sorry,
great.
but I do.
Dude,
I
the
do love
fucking
it.
the
That's my
letter
next hat.
opener. Look, let me show
Dude.
you the Jets' new logo real quick.
Okay, let me show you it. Let me get this splinter out.
I'm telling you, I like it. I like it. I really do. Like when I saw Rodgers like wearing it and like
No,
throwing
it looks good.
throwing zippers to all the receivers, like I was like,
Scott.
I have to have that hat.
To my last
Hazel's
point, if you see
bingo.
anyone wearing that hat, you know they're a real fan.
They're a real
Right.
If someone's wearing
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah.
little zipper
Yeah.
thing,
The
like,
subtle
it doesn't
one.
say Jets on
Yeah.
it, you know.
All right, guys. I am preparing to wrap. Is there any final, or do we want to do like a around the horn? Any final thoughts? Any sermons we want to deliver? If anybody wants to go first.
I got a sermon for you. His name is Jackson Sermon, linebacker from Cal. After draft free agent pickup by the Jets. His
I remember
dad
that
was
name.
a damn good ball player at University of Oregon. Played for my dad up there. Played for the Tennessee Titans. He's now in the coaching biz. Anyway, Jackson Sermon, let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Nice.
Dane,
Hold
I'll
your
mention,
peace.
so next week, I'm going to, next Thursday, the Jets sent out like a season ticket holder practice that they're doing. So I'm going next Thursday,
Doesn't-
like 10 o'clock, something like that.
Isn't mini camp starts Monday, right?
Yeah,
And
maybe
it's-
it's mini camp. And there's a
Yeah.
season ticket holder practice thing that we're doing
It's,
Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to have my camera rolling as much as possible and try to. I've never been to a practice or a training camp or anything like that, so I'm excited to see him.
That's amazing.
If you can,
practice.
someone, I mean, Snowball can probably talk about it, but if he goes early, won't he have like closer access or?
I mean, yeah, get down on the rail and stuff like immediately. Like get right in right away. Get down on the rail. The closer
I saw they're
you get
doing like a
to-
breakfast first, and then like practice at 11:15 to 1:15.
Yeah, the closer you get, if you're going to be in the main like fan stands, get as close to the building as possible, because that's where
Close to the facility.
that's where all the players like sign autographs. So get down there as far as possible. The other alternative is after practice, go to the exact opposite end of the grandstands and go down there. That's where I got my CJ Uzama interview. Like,
No, I don't want that, so I'm not gonna go in there.
Yeah, but like
No, I'm just kidding.
those are
No,
the
those are
late,
good tips. Yeah.
Those
thank
are the
you.
late players, the late guys who hang out at the other end of the grandstands
and chit chat
Yeah.
and another time. All right, that's good to know.
Yeah.
We already have a request for you to call back in next Friday, dude. Hell yeah, for a full recap, man. For sure, dude. If you have videos or something, we'll
Yeah, I'll definitely be recording it and show
Hell
as
yeah.
much as I can.
That's cool.
I'm excited.
So where are your season tickets, Nate?
I'm in like the corner. My favorite. I've kind of, so me and my girlfriend sat everywhere the last year testing it, and I'm in the corner end zone, like right next to the scoreboard.
Okay.
In those first 5 rows is kind of like I'm in the corner there, and it's a seat where it's like no one's in front of me and no one's behind me. So as I referred to earlier, I can just like stand up and yell and not deal with said
Perfect.
whatever. So I'm
Are
looking
you
forward
near
to it.
any? Are you near either tunnel, or is it the opposite end?
I'm in 345 row 2. I don't
Oh,
know.
345. Okay.
It's
So you're in the
one of
corner
the
of the end
corners
zone.
that like touches the scoreboard, and it's just like
Mhm.
that. It feels super tucked away, and like unlike my girlfriend doesn't like all that craziness of the upper deck that you talked about when you're in row 18 in the middle of just nonsense. Is like those front kind of 4 or 5 rows are kind of feels a lot different. So we're
Have you
lucky
ever
enough we're
been
down there.
Have you ever been mistaken for Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but I
With
usually
that
have a beard shorter than yours. This is
Okay.
a Knicks
Fair.
playoff beard growing. So no, not really.
Nice.
And Nate, do you have the overhang over you in 342?
No, there's nothing over me.
There's
I'm in
nothing
row
over
2.
you.
I'm like
Oh,
right
you're row
up
2.
front.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm row 2, so I'm right.
Yeah. I
Nothing.
sometimes I'll get tickets and I'll be like the second to last row in the 300s, and you have that beautiful overhang over you. So if it snows or it rains,
There's
you're
some
completely
tickets on like the 200s in the end zone that are like that, because
Yes.
whenever there's a rainy day, those tickets on
228.
StubHub are always like those all the rainy
Yep.
protected ones are always sold
228
out and
is a beautiful section.
the highest. All right, write that
So
down.
I could go if you want me to, Dano. I think this is going to be a magical season. I think the Jets fandom have come down from what was last year when we were all in the uproar about Aaron Rodgers and all that. I think, unfortunately, the injury was a blessing in disguise because it did show the holes that we had in the offense that could have possibly been masked by the actual play of Aaron Rodgers. Going into this year, we are doing something that this organization has not had for a very long time when we are nitpicking right now at positions that we think could get better, right? Let's enjoy it. Let's all unite as actual Jet fans. Let's not be assholes to each other, right? Because you know how Jet fans are. And let's enjoy the ride, man. As a great Russell Wilson said, let's ride. Appreciate that.
Let's fly.
Let's fly. There you go.
Let's weld.
Yeah, there you go. Let's weld. And then let's sit behind Justin Fields. No, we'll see. We'll see.
I do have one more thing. I really want Dane to put that helmet on. Maybe that'll.
Oh, I
good.
got you. Oh, after I kick you guys out. When I kick you
Okay.
guys out, I got you.
Are we seriously over 5 hours?
Dude, this is this is
going on
insane.
5.5.
This is a
But it's
We've
not
been on for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
dude, and not only that, it was not like a bunch of garbage time. Like it got better as the time wore on. Maybe not the last half hour, but like, dude, hours 3 and 4 were better than any.
Hey Dane, you got to
Gunny.
timestamp it. You got to timestamp it when it's over and send it to Gunny.
Oh yeah, dude, he'll see it tomorrow. But yeah, you're right. I will be the fastest one show a week monetization. Like,
right?
Oh
my god!
Can we see Snowball's ink real quick? You can't show that bad boy off.
Yeah,
Bro. I gotta see it.
Look at that.
Ah, look at that.
Oh dang!
There you go.
Right?
Nice.
Cool. Right?
Is
All
that
the way
fresh
up.
too?
Yeah.
All the way up. No, that's 2 years old.
Oh wow.
Just a
Did
really
you do
good
that
artist.
yourself? I heard you're an artist.
Art for the artist.
Right on me. I did it all on myself.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, Scott. Let's
in
see
front of your
the
class.
tramp stamp.
I got it. I'd have to drop my pants for you to see mine, Johnny. So
drop yours.
Yeah.
I do have one, and it's on my inner thigh.
I love that one. I remember when I first saw it.
True. Yeah.
It's lips, by the way.
It is. You've heard the story. Good work, Dane.
VR, do you have anything you want to add, sir?
Yes, I would like to add that I really just look forward to seeing Aaron Rodgers. I think the pinnacle of everything that was last year is carrying over to this year due to injury, but seeing quite frankly the person who is going to be arguably the best quarterback that the Jets has ever had is, I mean, it's just going to be really amazing. And the effect that he's going to have on our team, as a force multiplier is going to just send shockwaves throughout the offense, the defense, the fan base. Other teams are going to be affected. I mean, it's going to affect the league as a whole like a tidal wave. It's going to affect the league like like a
Tidal wave.
storm.
Dude, tidal wave. Double entendre.
Yep.
A tidal wave.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Nice.
You got
nice.
something there. You got something there.
So that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to this season of glory. That's what it's going to be. And I wouldn't have put this on my body if I didn't think that this year was going to be the year. We're going to take it all the way, and I am convinced that we're going to go to the Super Bowl. When we get to the Super Bowl, whoever we play, it's going to be a battle, but I think we'll come out victorious at the other end. I mean, I feel it in my soul. I feel this is going to be the year. So that's what I got to say. And I'm glad that I have this band of brothers with me to share it with, because I wouldn't want it any other way. So that's what I got.
Dane was the first one to say this, and man, I can just feel it. Jets, Lions. Wouldn't that just be
dude, they were robbed. They were robbed last year, man. They are gonna
Dane,
come.
were you also the one that I heard some Jets podcast was like, if you put $500 on the Jets to win to make the Super Bowl, it'll basically like it pays out enough to cover your Super Bowl ticket if they get there, so to speak. I forgot what the number was.
I did say something similar. Maybe not. That wasn't me specifically, but I did say throw like 50 on it, and it'll pay for your celebration. I don't know about getting to the game.
I'm trying to do the math to get to the game. Yeah, like whatever investment you have to make. Whereas if they get there, it'll pay for your whole ticket. Then it's just like, I'm a happy camper regardless.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. If we beat San Francisco, that payout's going to be shit. So you better get to it now.
Right.
I got 100 on the Jets to win the AFC East and the AFC.
That's a lot.
And the AFC.
You know what else made me feel good about that? Richie and those guys were doing their podcast today, and they went over, who everyone thought how the standings were going to look like. The Dolphins fans and whoever who's the other guy, the Bills fan on there. Mm-hmm. Jets on top, 12 wins. Jets on top, 11 wins. Jets on, but they're picking their teams to finish below the Jets too. When Vegas doesn't even have that, so other teams are also like, yeah, we're going to have to try for a wild card this year, and they're in May already thinking that. So that's that's something new. I've never seen that as a Jets fan too, of guys with Josh Allen taking a back seat to our roster.
That's it.
Right.
All right, guys, I'm gonna conclude it, but I appreciate you all hopping on. And next week, I'll be here. You don't have to give me 4 hours every week, but even if you just hit the chat or hop on for 10 minutes, that's awesome, man.
That's all I'm known for, giving at least 4 hours.
Hell, Bobby might be waking up by now. Like,
Dane, thank you for providing this outlet for all of us, and this, and taking your time, because your time is precious. The 5 hours. I mean, we didn't think it was going to go over this much, but thank you for your time. Thank you for providing this outlet and this network, and you're the man. Great stuff.
Good night, guys. Good night.
Have a good night.
Yep.
All right, looking for the helmet.
It's coming. You got to watch it from there are so many untapped conversations that can be had about this team, and it's really why I wanted to start this channel, because I prefer the underbelly stuff, man, because I like a broad view of the franchise, and not just what works now, but what works tomorrow and now, and what works now and tomorrow and the next day. I think our GM takes all that into consideration when he makes his decisions. So just something to keep in mind. If I had one like concluding point of view, though, it's, we've all broken down this schedule, and we've all made our predictions on the record, how we'll finish, where we'll finish. But I don't want us to stay focused on that end result the entire way, and whether we're right or where we're at in the standings. Like, take each goddamn week and enjoy every damn quarter, because this is the year of reparations. I mean, we've been in the gutter, and we've been mid, and we've been good, and then had our knees chopped out, and we've been in the cellar and strived to be mid, and wrapped a bow around it thinking that was good. Like, and then last year we were expecting this, and we got not even our knees, we got our ankles chopped out. And our quarterback feels our pain and feels like he contributed to it. So together, man, this pained franchise that deserves just as much success as everybody else has a hell of a lot of catching up to do, and a hell of an opportunity to actually do it. I'd say reparations if we did win a title, but man, it feels like we need two. But let's not think about that. Let's take week 1, man, and just enjoy the fuck out of that, man. And then week 2, let's just do it one damn half at a time. Yes, we can look ahead, but let's not focus on ahead. Let's focus on now. Because each game we win this year, we should make worth 10 games of the last 2 decades. Fucking watch the game. Enjoy the game. Rewatch the game the next day, man. Watch all 22 on Tuesdays when they come out. Soak it in, man, because this year we're going to do it. And if not, we're going to be right there, and we're going to get to do it next year. Enjoy it, because this entire year, dude, books will probably be written about. Fucking motion pictures will be filmed based on it, because nobody wants to believe in us now till we make them. So let's make them.